The Tigers have started off the season with kind of a mixed bag. The first Tiger basketball report, brought to you by the Green Turtle, starts now. Welcome to the first edition of the Tiger Basketball Report. I'm your host, Spiro Morekas, along with the head coach of the Tigers, Pat Skerry. And coach the Tigers 4 games into the season, 2-2. You had a nice win to open up the year against George Washington. You win your Division III game against Bryn Athyn, and then a tough overtime loss at home to Kent State, and a tough loss on the road to a very solid Florida team. But one thing people haven't realized is you still don't have all your parts, so this is not a full team that we've seen yet.
Yeah, hopefully it will be, in our next game. Still trying to get Nick Timberlake back. And, but injuries are part of the deal, unfortunately, and he'll be a key piece for us. I like the group. A couple of close ones. I think games that will, hopefully experiences that will benefit us come conference play. But we've certainly got some other challenging opportunities that lie ahead. But I can't, right now, express enough how much I like coaching this group and where I think we're capable of getting to.
I think your offense is a little different than it has been in prior years.
Yeah, we've got, we haven't shot the ball great yet. I think we've got some good shooters, but I think our cutting, our spacing, our ball movement is certainly the flow to how we play is good, and that's something that will remain. I think we've got a committed group to doing that. It speaks to the disposition of these guys, but we spent a lot of time trying to make some changes on that end of the floor.
You said after the Florida game, a game that was tied 60-60 with a minute to go, that your guys were upset in the locker room, that they didn't feel good because they competed with a top 25 team. They were upset because they didn't beat a team that they thought they should beat.
Yeah, that's factual. That's not to take anything. Florida's obviously very, very good, and it's an early season game on the road, so it's a hard game. But yeah, guys, thought put ourselves in a position to win a game, and that's the piece I like about the group. One, it's a together group, which is important, and then two, like I said, they weren't satisfied, and they know we spent some time watching some film this weekend, and where we made some errors. With some execution, and we've got to get better at those things. It's I keep telling our guys, we've got opportunities. Each game is an opportunity, and then some are big opportunities. But then we've got to be really consumed about our performance because it's a long year, and you've got to continue to get better. It's not coach speak; it's reality. So there's certain things we see, whether it's individual player or on both sides of the ball, we know we can continue to get better at.
If I had told you 4 games into the season that Dennis Tunstall would have more three-point baskets made than Brian Fobbs, you would have told me. Yeah, I can't say what you would have told me.
Yeah, I would have thought you needed to be institutionalized, but I've thought that anyhow at times. One, Dennis is capable of making some shots that you've seen. Brian's getting some good looks. He's a, I've never been around a guy that's worked any harder than he has. So. Shots will fall. We've got to remind him to, stick to the script and continue to take good shots. He's certainly a guy we trust going to, I think, he got a couple plays late in Florida. Excuse me. Against Kent, obviously we get down the lane we put the ball in his hands. He got down the lane and shot got blocked and knocked out of bounds. And then against Florida, we went to him. I thought he made a really good drive, 50-50 call. Whatever, and
there were a lot of those in the Florida game.
But that was a big one, obviously called charge, and then and then obviously he got the ball back, and he took a three, and I think, it's easy to maybe say, why didn't he drive it? But I think also in the player's mind, he's got the ball, he's confident in shooting it. They just called a charge. That was a 50-50 call, so he knows he's got to get a shot up. So I think he's a guy, as we eventually look at the entire season, that'll make more good plays than not. So I have pretty good confidence in him with that.
Well, and the old saying is, shooters got to keep shooting.
Yeah, he does. I'd say a bigger thing we've addressed in him was a couple defensive errors late in games that don't let missing a shot affect that end of the floor, and then continue to take good care of the ball. Now we've had to strain him and Allen a lot with some minutes. So hopefully getting Nick back and settling and some other guys. I think those guys can be just as productive, maybe playing a little bit less.
All right, so the Tigers have started the year 2-2. They head to Charleston, South Carolina for the Charleston Classic. Tune in later this week when the coach and I will talk about the matchups, which start with one against top 15 Xavier. So for the head coach of the Tigers, Pat Skerry, I'm Spiro Morekas. Thanks for tuning in to the initial edition of the Tiger Basketball Report, and as always, go Tigers.